Time for the show, guys. We have an excellent show for you today. Excellent show. Let's wait a little bit more till we get more people on here. Thank you for joining, guys. I know it was a last minute emergency podcast type of thing, but we got our hands on a document that you need to know about what and who really is playing it dirty out here in these elections in Maverick County. We're going to get to that in a second. We're waiting for more people to fill up. We appreciate you joining us. This is the Maverick Times Podcast, episode 81. The Queta and Jerry campaign, Tirandose Patadas De Ahogados. That's what we named this, guys, because that is exactly what they are doing. They have done so to where Queta Diaz is in her car making videos mentioning my name. We're going to get to that in a little bit as well. But we're waiting for more people to come on. Guys, it's heating up. We got 2 more days of this election. 2 more. That's it. We have Friday, which is tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we have Election Day, March the 3rd. Between here and then, all you're going to see is pure desmadre. Pure desmadre. We have information coming from everywhere because people don't want to see the wrong people to the future. And that's just what it is. It's the truth. We thank y'all for joining on. And we have, like I said, the documents to pack everything up that we have, notarized, signed notarized documents of some things that y'all should know that Jerry Morales has been doing whenever he's there campaigning. Shout out, we have one of our readers. There you go, Tony. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to let it all out today. We're going to show them what the truth is because they have been lying to you from the beginning. They lied to you about Puerto Verde. They lied to you about Jerry Morales, the candidate. His campaign has lied to you. He's lied about his character. He's lied about every single damn thing. They've lied about the county. They lied about everything, guys. And we're here to set the record straight. If y'all saw Queta's live earlier today, if y'all seen any of Queta's lives at all, I can tell you with all the confidence in the world, 70% of what comes out of that woman's mouth is not only vile, is not only poison, it's straight out fucking lies. She wanted to call my name into it. Okay, let's call my name into it, Miss Queta. We'll go ahead. It's kind of funny, though, the way she did it. And we'll talk about that right now. We're letting more people come on. And, woo, it's a whole bunch of y'all. Y'all really want to know what's going on. There's so much to tell you guys. And we're going to let it all out today. Again, we got the affidavit. Notarized affidavit here, and we're going to read that to you in a little bit. And you guys need to know what Jerry Morales is capable of. We have many examples. We have the proof. We don't just sit in a car, do a live. We're not out there scaring voters away, as Miss Queta would. Today on a live, she called me crazy. I'm crazy, Queta. I'm not the one chasing out voters with my phone, going up to windows in cars like a crazy woman. But hey, you may call me crazy. I know this community calls you crazy. And I'm about to expose all the false, all the lies, everything that the Jerry Morales campaign has attempted to do in order to win this election. Why? Well, we'll bring that up too. Guys, if this campaign ran by Jerry Morales and his band of merry thugs, they have been hitting everybody with anonymous posts. No more. They're not even going after the judge. They're going after me more. Why? Nobody goes after somebody. Nobody is chased more or hated more than the person that is telling the truth. And again, when I tell you the truth, I come with documents. Do y'all want to know the truth about Miss Queta for all of you that have not seen it? We'll tell you. Miss Queta Diaz has been one judge before. Let's just start off with that. Just so you can get a background of who this lady is and who we're dealing with. Now, many of you guys have heard her lives. Man, I have some of my friends in WhatsApp totally convinced that this lady, yeah, Queta, look, I'm moving my hat like you said. Like you said in your live, ando mi cachucha para arriba, para acá, para aquí, para acá. Ooh, we're gonna have fun today. But many of y'all are buying into the lies that this lady is saying. This lady has the biggest tail out of anybody here. Now, why would you go out and say lies about everybody else when the truth about you, Miss Queta? Now, whenever you do your lives and you start pointing everybody out that they do this, they do that, out wearing a Jerry Morales t-shirt, do you realize that you are not for the people? You are for Jerry Morales. And we'll get to Jerry Morales in a little bit with his character. We got a lot more, like I said. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the documents. Stick around and y'all find out exactly what these documents tell you. You're gonna want to stay long enough to hear that. Now, Miss Queta Diaz. Let's bring up her history. So she was a female county judge in Maverick County. She also embarrassed Maverick County when she was removed from that county judge seat. Why was she removed? Now, let me do something that Queta doesn't. And that's coming with you with the facts, with the truth, with documents. Here is the no recent record of the indictment as of February 26th. She was formerly known as Queta Diaz Carpenter. That lady has had so many different last names. Who knows how many marriages, how many failed marriages, who knows what. But hey, this was supposed to be a friendly fade, but she didn't want to keep it that way, right? So let's dig into that and who she really is. Tampering. As a former Maverick County judge, Enriqueta Diaz Carpenter was convicted by a jury on 2 counts of tampering with government documents. Tampering with government documents. That is not a light charge. That is not something that, you take lightly, especially when you were removed from that county judge seat. Miss Queta Diaz Carpenter, hell, whatever you like to go by nowadays. The indictment followed an investigation where she allegedly directed a clerk to hide a box of prosecution records in a locked bathroom, which subsequently several misdemeanor cases due to lack of prosecution. That's interesting. Now, don't you guys think that as a county judge, you should hold yourself in a high regard? Now, I know Jerry Morales wants to tell you that the county was sued and the county this, the county that, under the current judge, Ramsey English Cantu. But why doesn't he say that the biggest supporter he has in his campaign was removed as a county judge because she allegedly directed a clerk to hide a box of prosecution records in a locked bathroom, which subsequently led to the dismissal of several misdemeanor cases? I wonder what cases were dismissed. Could those of cases had family members? Could those of cases had friends of hers? Could those cases have had people she owed something to? I don't know. We should ask her. But I bet she won't tell you because she doesn't even recognize what happened to her. And that's what Jerry Morales and his campaign is trying to hide from their biggest number one supporter. She's out here trying to scare all the voters from voting. She has a live, throws it in people's faces, is yelling like a crazy woman. Those are not my words. Those are the people that actually go try and vote, and they hear her yelling and yelling like a crazy citizen that went to the elections just last week. Now, there was an appeal. Her conviction was upheld. So what does that mean? That means that she went on and she fought it. She fought it. In the fourth quarter of appeals, her conviction was held and upheld. In other words, it's still stuck with her. Why? Because according to this, she tampered with federal government documents. I mean, not federal, I'm sorry. Tampered with government documents. So, you have this very obvious for you guys to see. And anybody can Google this. Go ahead and put Enriqueta Diaz Carpenter, former Maverick County judge. And you will see this case pop up. You can also hold it up. It's right there. Carpenter versus the state. 1998. That is when the, according to this document, that's when the fourth court of appeals, it was taken up by appeal. And guess what? It was upheld. The appeals court said she did do what she did. Allegedly tampering with government documents. Appellate was convicted by two counts of tampering with government documents. This is who is Jerry Morales' campaign biggest supporter. That's very concerning. It is concerning that they have somebody that is willing to tamper with government documents, according to this document. And it's all there. If anybody send you the link, and you guys can see. I won't read everything about on it. It's a little lengthy, right? But what I wanted to tell you is that we're not here con pinches mamaditas. We're not here in a car hiding out, throwing stuff to see what sticks, saying lies about people, trying to hurt their personal careers, trying to hurt them over nothing but vengeance. I am sorry, that lady is hateful, spiteful, and just because she can't run for anything, it seems to me, in my opinion, this is why she does what she does. Here you go. There's the facts. You guys can see the facts on yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at that. Share this tab instead. There you go. Look at that document. Carpenter. Enriqueta Diaz Carpenter. She lost her appeals. It was upheld. Now, would you want somebody, if you're supposed to be honest, if you're supposed to be transparent, would you want somebody supporting your candidacy that is willing to do what this court said they did? Tamper with government documents? But Queta won't tell you that on her live. She won't tell you that on her live. No, she'll lie about everybody else, but she won't say the truth about herself. That's a big thing. That's a red flag if I've ever seen one, ever. Queta, how's my hat? How's my cap? ¿Cómo está mi cachucha, Queta? And it's the truth. Look at this. It's terrible, guys. How can we trust anybody that has this is a thing about ethics? Don't you think tampering with government documents is a big deal? Now, if you've done this before, do you think that she'll do it again? It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's the truth. And you know what? The sad part about it is that there's some people out here that are believing her. That believe her lies. That believe the venom that she continues to spew, so you can go vote for a candidate that has his own ethical issues. We'll get to that in a bit. But let me tell you other things that Queta lied about and continues to lie about to our community. And it is a very disappointing thing that we allow a lady like Queta, who was removed as county judge, to get in our heads, to convince us that we should vote for somebody that he himself should not be trusted. Now, yesterday we went by and we wanted to give an interview to all the candidates, and one of the candidates even called me afterwards and said, "Thank you for the interview. I know we don't have, maybe the same views, but you were very professional, and I appreciate you giving me a chance to get an interview." You know somebody that didn't want to stand up and get interviewed? Jerry Morales, candidate for you want to get interviewed? Because he did not want to answer the questions that we wanted to ask him. It's just how it is, guys. It's the truth. It is what's going on. You have sometimes when you have I agree. Joe's coming out with a comment saying, all of a sudden, you see only certain people reporting during elections. Queta's one of those. Queta's one of those that waits until election time, and then she decides, oh, where should I go? Where should I go? Who am I going to, let me see what benefits me the most. And let me tell you, Queta has come up to me personally. I considered her a friend at one point, until I found out how she recently felt today. But she's come up to me before, talked to me. She praises me a lot for all the work I've done with grants. And then today, in the live she did, I was laughing because in the same breath where she accused me or does false accusations about me, she tells me she loves me too. That's funny. That's hilarious to me. I see somebody saying why we're talking about Queta, not the candidate. We'll get to the candidate. You hold up there. Jose says, golpeador de mujeres es un felony too. No, it's not, unless you get charged. Queta is not the candidate. Ooh. Neither am I. But you have all of the fake profiles. All of Jerry's people attacking me instead of the county judge. Nobody is hated more than the guy that tells the truth. We already showed you the truth about Queta. Queta was removed as a county judge because she tampered with federal governments according to court documents. Jerry Morales' campaign, that's their number one supporter. A number one supporter is somebody that tampered with government documents. Ask why. Ask Queta why. She gave you her number, right? All of y'all should be calling Queta right now and ask, why did you tamper with government documents, Queta? You didn't tell us that in your life, Queta, that you tampered with government documents. Tell us about that, Queta. Another thing y'all need to know. In her life, the sheriff's office lost a grant. That there was vehicles that they needed to purchase and that they weren't able to get all the vehicles. And that the sheriff's office lost the grant. No, ma'am. I am sorry. You are lying and you are doing poor investigative work. That is not true. You cannot believe the sheriff's office. You cannot believe the auditor's office. You cannot believe anybody unless you have documents in your hand, ma'am. And you should have asked me and I would have told you the exact truth of what it was. The sheriff's office did not get those vehicles because they did not have the funding to upfront the grant. You should know, Ms. Queta, that most of all grants, they're on a reimbursement basis. Yes, the grant was 100% covered and it was the sheriff's office did not have funds to put up front. They did not have the funds to put up front so they can buy the vehicles and get them reimbursed. Just like any grant that we do, that's the way it goes. They must refund. We must seek the reimbursement for these funds. That is the problem with what Queta and Jerry's campaign is doing, is that they continue to spread lies to everybody that will listen. She says that they lost the funds. They didn't lose any funds. The sheriff's office wanted to get three vehicles and three vehicles and 3 positions. They got the positions, they funded the positions, but vehicles are expensive. Equipment is expensive. Now, why didn't Queta tell you the truth? She doesn't want to tell you the truth because the truth does not fit her narrative. We have seen this time and time again. Every election, Queta Diaz Hell or Queta Hell, Enriqueta, whatever you want to call yourself, she shows up. We should ask her why. What does she stand to benefit from Jerry winning? Because she's number one on Jerry's list as far as cheerleaders. And again, she's lying to you every time she gets on the live. She lies, 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 like the Morgan Wallen song. That's all it is. She lied to you about this sheriff's grant. She was removed for hiding government documents according to the court records. She does, okay, here's the other one that you guys may not realize. We were supposed to get, and I say we, Maverick County, you and I, residents of this county, were supposed to get street and park improvements, and the northern part of Maverick County, including Quemado, we're going to get water improvements that they very much so needed. They needed these water improvements because they are living right now like a third world country without running water. Without running water. We have Christopher Lee Delgado that says Queta is not the issue. Okay. But both Queta and Jerry Morales, who's running for county judge, lobbied, campaigned, did everything in their power to collect signatures, take that certificate of obligations that was going to improve water infrastructure for the northern part of Maverick County. They were going to improve parks, improve streets. Yet these two people were involved with a group that was forcing people, lying people to sign a document, and ultimately cost everybody in this county those well-deserved improvements. Now you guys don't get your street fixed. You guys don't get your water projects. You guys don't get better park systems because Jerry Morales and Queta Diaz went out and forced you guys, tricked you guys, lied to you in your faces. Now, everybody I've talked to, they're okay. They don't mind if they would pay a little bit of extra taxes if they see projects are done. And in the city, it's the same thing. Now, look, I ain't even gotta lie. We have a bond coming up for the school district. The school district is the highest taxing entity in Maverick County. Even they have to go out for a certificate of obligations or a bond to get improvements done. Jerry knows that. Jerry was a part of a certificate of obligations that partially paid for that amphitheater that ballooned up from 2.5 to 6.6. Over 150% more. Jerry knows this. Jerry knows, Queta knows, that if they go out, if Jerry were to win county judge, I'm 100% certain, I will guarantee you that Jerry Morales will have to go out for a certificate of obligations to repair streets, and to get any extraordinary work done. But he doesn't tell you that. That's the issue with him. Is that, and Queta, both Queta and Jerry tell you half-truths. They tell you lies in your face. They don't tell you the whole story. That is the issue. And that's where I have a major problem. Whether you like what I say or not, I tell you the truth, and we have the documents to go along with them. We're getting to that in a little bit. You're going to want to stick around to know exactly who we're dealing with if you do elect Jerry Morales to be the next judge. So Queta and Jerry stopped progress right at the tracks. They did not allow you to get your street fix, your water improvements, your park improvements. Why? Because they are against this county progressing. Another thing that they lie about is Puerto Verde. They want to tell you that Puerto Verde is a done deal, it's already done, all that stuff. That is not true. That is not true. The resolution tells you everything. The resolution, that court, whenever they had commissioner's court that day, Jerry Morales didn't show up. Do you know why? Jerry Morales did not show up because he did not and could not make a vote. Because he knew he was already going to run for county judge and he was going to brainwash everybody. All of you guys watching this watching this live, all of you guys that are going to be all around. This guy was calling me a hater earlier. Now who's hating? I like that you're on my live though, bro. I like that. So, that's awesome. I like that the chat is live. Guys, look, I have nothing to hide. I'm telling you the absolute truth. David Salcedo was the county judge. Jerry Morales was there in the amphitheater. The amphitheater, what happened with that? It was started at 2.2 million and it ballooned up to 5.6. You're talking about 150% increase. Millions of dollars. But does Jerry tell you that he was a part of the certificate of obligations that just paid for an amphitheater? That seems like an overpriced amphitheater for me. You know, good thing we got it for our veterans, and I'm proud to have that for our veterans. But with that kind of money, we could have fixed all the lake, Jerry. And the lake was under you, Jerry. Why don't you tell the people, instead of lobbying against water infrastructure, street improvements, park improvements, tell the people how you and David Salcedo went out for a certificate of obligations to fix an amphitheater that continued to balloon in price, millions and millions and millions of dollars over price. And then Jerry Morales, then commissioner, also had a relative working as a subcontractor there. Now let me ask you, Jerry, did that have any influence on you? Moviéndose la cachucha, right, Queta? Hey, 2.6 million to 5 something million? Come on. Come on. Now they want to say that the current administration is stealing money? Come on, Big Lee. You must have bit your tongue trying to say that big word of defamation. What's defamation? The truth is a protection against defamation. And that's all I'm saying, buddy. That's all I'm saying. We got plenty of more of the truth going on. So, Jerry went out for a certificate of obligations under David Salcedo, but then he voted just to pay for an amphitheater. To pay for an amphitheater. But then, Jeez. He wants to go against progress that you guys very much needed. Now, let's talk about what we were touching on Puerto Verde. Jerry didn't show up. Jerry didn't show up for that meeting. Why? Because he wanted to use that opportunity to trick everybody. Trick all of you guys watching right now into thinking that he was against Puerto Verde. Let me tell you, we got a screenshot that was sent to us by a friend where it shows you none other than the niece of Jerry Morales, who's also running, candidate Anilu Morales Gonzalez, where she comes on a live that Queta's having. Remember, Queta doesn't tell you the truth. She just talks, but she doesn't tell you the truth. And where she says in the comments that her father told her, this is Anilu's father, told Anilu that Jerry is for Puerto Verde. But right now he wants to win this election, so he's acting like he's against it. Is that somebody that you want as a county judge? Somebody that cannot be honest with you? No, that's not what we need in our community. Now, even let's take it further. That's not the only time Queta Diaz has been fact-checked by people that know and that are there. We also had noticed an incident. It was earlier today when Queta was doing her rambling where Miss Morales, the wife of Eddie Morales, our honorable state representative, told her, get that, if you want the truth about where Jerry is deceiving you, please come and see me. So right away, you're seeing that Jerry and Queta are both involved in something where they're trying to hide the truth from you. What happened, what's happening, and where they stand. Why are they lying to you? That's what we need to know. Remember what I said in my last live. It's important to know the why to everything. Now, I mean, who else is better to know than the family members? Now, guys, it's no secret. You could see it. I can see it. For some reason, no one in the Morales family is supporting Jerry's run for county judge. Why do you think they are not supporting him? Again, you have two members of the Morales family, Miss Anilu and Miss Helen, both fact-checking. Do you think Queta knows more than the family themselves? There's something there. There is something there. Look. What else do you want? Herself. Absolutely not. I'll say it louder if you want. Why do you think these people they're a family, but they are not supporting him? Something happened. Let's put one and one together. You are a very intelligent bunch. That's why I come on here, because sometimes you guys need to be reminded of who are the bad guys. Who are the ones that lost their seat as county judge because they tampered with government documents. Now, do you think that they would be out here saying something if something didn't happen? Do you think Miss Annie Lou and Helen would be fact-checking Queta Diaz if she was wrong? If she isn't wrong? Come on, it's common sense. That's the issue, is that Queta's out there spewing her venom like she always does during campaigns, because you don't see her any other time. You know, we do this podcast whether there's elections, whether there's not elections. We're active on social media whether there's elections or there's not elections. But Queta, you only see her when election time comes. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because that's when there's money coming out? Question mark? That could be. But one thing I'll tell you, there is some sort of division, because they were once a strong family. They would support each other, and I can't hold it against them that sometimes things happen within families, and there's a reason why they're not supporting Jerry. There's a reason why Queta Diaz is talking bad about Anilu, talking bad about Eddie Morales. Why? Why are they talking bad about him? Es más, why is Jerry Morales the candidate allowing Queta Diaz to talk bad about their family members? Why isn't he telling her, hey, that's family, you don't touch family? That's not happening. Now, Queta Diaz, like I said, there was 2 lives where they called him out. They got called out. Jerry got called out, both by Helen and Miss Annie Lou, for a reason. Okay. Now, back to Queta's live earlier today. Queta wanted to talk about that I was crazy because of all the drugs I've taken. That is a false accusation, as anybody can see. I don't think if I was crazy, if I was up and down, this and that, I don't think I'd be able to get a couple of millions of dollars of grant funding for the county. That's almost impossible. But I will tell you one thing, Queta, the community does think you're actually when you tell the truth, people will call you crazy. Now, on the other hand, Queta is in my opinion, crazy. And I think she was projecting onto me whenever she was talking about drugs or I don't know what, because the other day she was in my office and she told me que ella toma pastillas. You remember that, Queta? Now, my question to you is that, ¿tú te tomas estas pastillas before you go on live? Do you take the pills that you tell me you took? Do you take those pills, those drugs, controlled drugs, before you go on lives? Because that's the way it seems. Now, you told me you took those drugs. You even named it. That's some hard stuff, get that? Does it make you a little crazy when you take them? Now, Jerry wants to tell you guys that that the current county judge diagnosed. I said it was in my opinion. Y'all want to know why Camarillo ran away from my show? Y'all want to know why Camarillo does not want to come on this podcast and get interviewed? It was because of this guy. I told this guy what we were going to ask him. And then this guy went and told her because his wife is his campaign manager. And then this guy over here, he went and told him what I was going to ask. Tough questions like always. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, pills. She takes pills. That's what I'm talking about. Not the way she told me que drogas y quién sabe qué. Oh, yeah. She told me what she takes. And what I want to ask her is if whenever she does those crazy rants that she's like up in people's faces with the phone and says, hey, are you going to vote? Are you going to trying to scare everybody from voting at the live? Do you take those pills right before that, Miss Queta? It's just the truth. Ain't no lies. Alfredo, that was a podcast with him. We asked him that. We do ask the tough questions. Just because you didn't watch it doesn't mean it didn't happen, buddy. I thought you didn't want to watch this and you were going to block me and not watch this and that. Pero aquí estás bien picado, no? You see all these trolls, guys? These guys are people that Jerry has. These guys are people that Jerry has brainwashed them, that Queta has brainwashed them. And that is the thing that is going on. And here we tell you the truth. Nothing but the truth. Now, another interesting thing that you guys absolutely need to know. Let me bring it up so y'all can see. Now, do you guys know Jerry Morales wants to talk about how Maverick County Judge Ramsey English Cantu is not a good administrator of funds. How he spends frivolously. He spends frivolously. He couldn't even say the word. I can barely say the word. But that's what he says. He says that the county judge, Ramsey English Cantu, on a handball court. On a handball court. Let me say that again. $54,000 on a handball court. Do y'all want to see this handball court? Oh my God, you guys are gonna flip when y'all see this. Hold on. Y'all are gonna flip when y'all see this one, guys. Here's $54,000 of your hard-earned money just so Jerry can have a handball court. Wow. $54,000 of your hard-earned tax dollars went to that atrocious handball court. Now, you tell me, did you guys approve of this handball court? Is this what you guys are paying him for? We have the amphitheater that also had concrete work. That's interesting. Hold that thought. So you have the amphitheater that went millions and millions of dollars over budget. You have a handball court. Look at that handball court. It's just cement with rebar. A foundation, cement, and rebar. $54,000 were wasted on a handball court. Gee, I wonder who he built this handball court for. I know one of his supporters plays a lot of handball. That is crazy, guys. For a handball court, that is crazy. $54,000 of your hard-earned money went to that right there, a handball court, $54,000. Now, Jerry would have you think that the county judge can administer funds. But look at that right there. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Gee. So yeah, like I said, let's take this one. Let me see. Can you explain how recently secured funding is being allocated, particularly in the light of reports from some county employees about delayed compensation? You would have to be a little specific about that. I don't think that there was any delayed compensation. Now, I do know that the Jerry Morales campaign attempted to misinform you guys the way they do. They're consistent in misinforming you, just like we've been telling you. They misinform you. All the way from Queta, all the way from Jerry Morales, his campaign. All his campaign had been misinforming you. And that's why we're here to tell you the truth. There wasn't any missed compensation for anybody. Now, if you would get familiarized with Operation Stone Garden, which is, I think that's what you're talking about, then you would know, just a little Google search or use ChatGPT like you like to, Aframayel, you would have learned that the Stone Garden one is an overtime grant. That's not basic compensation. That's overtime. That's work above your normal hours. I hope I explained it, because I know the Jerry Morales campaign isn't doing any favors with all the misinformation. Now, guys, I can't tell you enough how these guys went out of their way to try to hold back progress, where I don't have to lie. It's public record. Where do you think I got it from, bro? You see what I mean? This is exactly who the Morales campaign supports. These are Morales campaign supporters. All of them are. Look at them. All in the comments. Not everybody. Some people are actually, use their brain and have independent thought. That's why you guys are the best crowd out here. Yes, they did. They got retired units from DPS, and ask all of them if they're happy. That was a grant as well that I wrote. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up. Now, they also got OLS vehicles. Do you know about that, Aframayel? You see, doesn't really know what they're talking about, but they do like to muddy the waters, say whatever, say this and that. Oh, look, bonus. Mr. Banda, have you ever played on the $54,000 handball court? I know you like to play handball. Can you tell us if you've ever played handball on this court that Jerry Morales spent $54,000 in Precinct 1 funds for? Don't worry, I'll wait. Let's see if Mr. Banda wants to answer that one. Guys, let's not hold you guys back anymore. I know what you guys want to hear, and I know what you guys want to see. What's this affidavit about? Signed, notarized. Let's tell you what this is about. Sorry, I crack up seeing this $54,000 handball court, guys. Look at that. That was $54,000 of your tax dollars that Jerry spent. Kind of like the amphitheater, the 5.6 million, I believe. It went from 2.2 to 5.6. Jerry, what did you do with all that money? Why did you approve that? I thought you said the current county judge spends frivolously. To me, I think you guys, in my opinion, you spent that money wrong. With 5.6 million, you could have renovated the whole lake. But you guys are only against progress when it's somebody else doing it. When somebody else puts a plan together to fix our community, it bothers you guys. Why? Progress, Queta Diaz. Just because it's not you guys? All right. Look at this guy. Wow. Look, this is a perfect example. So, do you think if somebody wasn't able, this right here, look. So if Jerry did nothing wrong at the tortilla factory, why is he talking? This is one of his biggest campaign workers. Why is one of his biggest campaign workers talking bad about the tortilla factory? Why? Again, let's think about that. Y'all need to think about that. That's very funny. Why? What happened? Why are you letting information out like that? What's wrong with the Piedras Negras Tortilla Factory? They have great breakfast from all I know. Why would you have so much animosity towards them? There's things you need to think about, guys. And look, Miss Helen's watching. Says with the killer flow. It wasn't a killer flow. He actually stole it. I think it was from Tupac, if I'm not mistaken. I think that goes from Tupac. But I think you can share my sentiment or share my as to why. Why would one of Jerry's campaign workers hate on the great tortilla factory? Why? Why, guys? That's a good question to ask. Let's see. Aframael says, if the fleet purchases were eligible under recent funding, what factors led to relying on DPS allocations instead of acquiring new units? Look, man, and this is why I hate people that try to act smarter than they really are. I'm sorry, Aframael. Bro, Google it. DPS only offers vehicles that are used units that are not in their fleet anymore, bro. Do a Google search. You're wasting everybody's time here by trying to throw something out looking smart when how many grants have you applied for? Oh, hey, even better. Look, he wants to be smart and ask another question. Perfect. Look, when is the flooding of El Indio and highway going to get fixed? Great question. Why don't we ask Jerry Morales? He's been there, what, 12 years and didn't get it fixed? Rafael, you're not doing Jerry any favors here, bro. That's what I'm saying. These are the people that represent Jerry. It's ridiculous because as much as they think they're smart, they run themselves into own stupidity. Let me tell you this, Aframael, something you don't know because you don't deal with grants. You should probably stay in your lane. But Jerry Morales had the opportunity to fix the flooding problem on El Indio. The city of Vigo passed back in 2017, 2018, might be 2016, somewhere around. Seen from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. That funding, $700,000 was allocated to fix that issue, to fix the problem of flooding by concrete lining the channel that is perpendicular to El Indio Highway. Jerry Morales went to go meet with us because I worked at the city then and I was in charge of this project. He said that the county did not have money to put the rest. The city paid for the engineering plans, which is all public record. You can ask for them if you want. And the city said, here you go, here's $700,000. Fix your problem. They didn't have money to fix it because David Salcedo didn't allow it. There you go. I go back with your moment of silence, little fake bullshit, scared to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm here putting face. Go back to your moment of silence, bro. Motherfucker forgets when you used to ask me for money and shit like that. Get out of here. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Everybody here is hating on us telling you the truth. $54,000 for a handball court. $5.6 million for an amphitheater. Where is this money going? I can tell you, I've been part of construction projects. I have project managed construction projects, such as the gymnasium, the Cruz Munoz, when I was with the city. I can tell you, it is ridiculous for change orders to reach $2 to $3 million like it did with the amphitheater. Ridiculous. I would have put a stop to that immediately. I can tell you, in my opinion, I think there was something off with that exact construction project. There is no way it goes from 2.2 to 5.6, over $150,000. And that was with your tax dollars, without your permission, because it was unanimous and Jerry Morales, David Salcedo were all part of that commissioner's court. And now they're trying to run again because they did not get satisfied with the money they were getting when they were at the court. And now they want to keep it going. Guys, look. You can fact check me all you want. Fact check me, fact check it. But nobody here has a legitimate say so or can show you anything that I'm lying to you about what I have said. There's nobody that can. Because I come with receipts. Like we always have here on the Maverick Times. We're not here saying lies. We're not here trying to trick you. We tell you as it is, and I'm not here wearing anybody's campaign shirt. I don't have a Jerry Morales. I don't have a Judge Cantu. I don't have a Domingo Rodriguez campaign shirt. I don't. I don't need one. I'm not campaigning for anybody. All I'm doing is simply sorting the bullshit from what's true. And I sit here, and I was very quiet in the beginning of this campaign. I was not going to even get involved in this campaign. Jerry Morales has all up here in this chat or down here in the chat. I don't know. For me or my software, it's over here. So it is what it is. Aframayel, it's not a business transaction. You called me and you asked me to borrow money. Let's be honest about it. And estás bien mal agradecido por andar haciendo lo que estás haciendo, güey. Trying to muddy the waters, trying to say this, trying to say that. Google, güey. Google. Google and learn grants, and then we can talk about grants. Aframayel, go work on your moment of silence page, buddy. Damn. I'm telling you, some people just want to be relevant, and that's the thing. Like, I don't care if there's 2 people on here or the 130 that are. I don't. I'll still be doing the same exact thing that I'm doing right now. And that's because sometimes people need to hear the truth. Especially when you have a candidate like Jerry Morales that continues to spew lies. Continues to spew lies. Now, guys, let me tell you, I wasn't convinced about Mingo Rodriguez at the beginning of this campaign, but I would much rather have Mingo Rodriguez go off to a runoff with Judge Cantu because of all the lies that this guy continues. Oh my God. This guy's lying out of his ass. It was in 2021, bro. It was in 2021. It was in 2021. You know the truth. Don't try to save face. It is what it is. You were moving with some girlfriend and you needed money to do this. I didn't even have money myself. I was trying to look for, I had a job at the water district and shit like that. Get out of here, man. I hate people like that. Just man up and that's that. That's that. Go get on your fake page and talk shit like you like to. Anyways, sorry, I got a little distracted there. I just hate when people try to set a narrative, even though it's like, you know, we know the truth, man. Ain't no way or why you gotta lie. Just join the ranks of Queta, man. Saying all these half-truths, not even true. Projecting herself, saying that I'm on drugs when she's the one who takes pills. I can't write this stuff up, guys. I mean, I can't even lie about this if I wanted to. It's the truth. You can ask people in the office. They're at the county. Every time Queta sees me, she comes up to me and says hi in such a respectful manner. Now, just because the lies that she's saying, now I do drugs, now I do this. What did she say? That she felt sorry for me? Ay, pobrecito, me da lástima. Ma'am, you're a close to 90-year-old woman. Yo te doy lástima? And why don't you go and enjoy your family? Why is politics so important to you? Why? That's what I want to know. Why is it that you always pop up during election time? That's it. Daniel Rodriguez says, "Let's go Cowboys. This is our year." Damn right. We're gonna win Super Bowl, man. We're gonna sign George Pickens, and he's gonna take us to a Super Bowl. Isaac, just look at what Big Lee commented to Juanita. That's right there. That's Jerry's campaign, really. Let's see what. I will say I agree with Big Lee on that. Go Cardinals. But yeah, what did Big Lee write? Did I miss it? I'm sorry, guys. I was full telling the truth mode. When I'm zoned in on that full telling the truth mode, ando. Let's see. Oh man, I can't see what was it that he said. Somebody want to copy and paste it in the chat? Anyways. Damn, the chats are crazy right now, man. Okay, look. Guys, hold on. How do I hide this one? There you go. All right. Sorry about that. So, things are not the way they seem. Yes, Queta can tell you this. She can yell that. She can say this, say that. But is she telling you the truth? Or is she supporting, or is she wearing the shirt? That's what I can't get over, bro. She's even wearing the candidate shirt when she's there saying, I am for the people. Jerry is not for the people. He proved he wasn't the people whenever he's there striking me in the damn courthouse when I was trying to cover an election 4 years ago. You want a county judge like that? It's crazy, man. And now Queta, what is Queta getting out of this? We all know that she has hated Judge Rams English Cantu ever since he was a mayor. This is just a personal vendetta against the man. That's it. Did you hear her live earlier where she just kept on bringing up, oh, es porque English, oh, que se cree English, que se cree English, and oh, just because he's an English, just because he's an English. Damn, Judge English Cantu. Why don't you let her or adopt her so she can be in English and stop talking about fucking English? God damn. Why are we hating on that, Queta? Just, you're hating on a name? Just because a guy takes pride in his name? So are you going to come out with a live that I say I'm a Ruiz and I'm proud to be a Ruiz? You pointed out that Commissioner Ruiz was my uncle? Yes, and I'm fucking proud of him. He's done a wonderful job for his precinct. A wonderful job. I am very proud to call that man my uncle. Very proud. And I have never denied that he was my uncle. Not once. Because I am proud. I've always looked up to my tío Roberto. Always have. And all of my family looks up to him just because of the type of man he is. And I'm very proud that he's my uncle. Very proud. But you have this so-called Republican, Queta Diaz, supporting a Democrat. What's up with that? She doesn't say that in her lives, though. She doesn't say any of that. Guys, this is the biggest deception of them all. She is trying to trick each and every one of you guys into thinking she's some kind of truth sayer when all she does is spread her venom. That's it. And it's disappointing because us as a community, we are looking for somebody to tell us the truth. You guys are searching for somebody to tell us the truth, so I don't blame you. But it's not Queta Diaz. It's not Enriqueta Hell. She is misinforming everybody. Now, this is what everybody came for. This is what everybody wants to see. Notarized document. And this just came to me today. And I think that everybody reads, everybody gets to see what somebody was willing to put together in an affidavit, notarized, about Jerry Morales and his campaign. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you guys so you guys know. Again, notarized document. Of course, I blacked out the name because I don't want anybody to get retaliated on. We know that Jerry Morales will retaliate, and we know Jerry Morales will go and hit somebody. Can y'all hear the dog in the background? Somebody get the dog. We got a new puppy, and the puppy wants to be with me. What can I say? Dogs tend to go with the alpha figures, right? Anyways, all right, let's stay focused on this, guys. We need to tell you the truth about Jerry Morales, according to this affidavit. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you. It says, before me, the undersigned authority on this day personally appeared. The person that we're not gonna say, because again, we don't want him to get any retaliation from Jerry. We know Jerry is willing to hit somebody at the courthouse. We know his goons are in the chat, threatening people. I myself have received threats from the Jerry Morales campaign, and I don't want anybody to go through what I go through just because we want to say the truth or they want to say the truth. No. Let me see. Did I get something wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or are you responding to somebody in the chat over here? Let's see. Anyways. Well, wrong if that's something wrong. So let's get to what we need to get to. All right. So, number one, reading straight from here. My name is blank. I am over 18 years of age. I am sound mind, and I am competent to make this declaration. I have personal knowledge of the facts mentioned herein, and they are true and correct. At the time of the events described, I was working for Maverick County in the Road and Bridge Department. During the time when Jerry Morales was commissioner and David Salcedo was county judge, and during an election period in which they were candidates against Ramsey English Cantu, employees of the Road and Bridge Department were gathered as a department at a location outside of offices for a meeting. During that meeting, comments were made related to electoral expectations. Specifically, we were told that each employee was expected to obtain approximately 30 votes and ensure that those individuals went to vote. We were also informed that if we did not meet the expectation, we could face employment consequences, including possibly losing our job. These statements were made in front of several department employees, and I understood that they are related to the continuation of our employment with Maverick County. I make this declaration voluntarily and without pressure from any person. I am willing to testify under oath regarding these facts if that the foregoing statements are true and correct. Executed this day, 26 February 2026, in Maverick County, Texas. So, for those of you listening, what this affidavit signed, again, signed affidavit is stating that the people, this person, and other road and bridge employees were forced to get 30 voters that they were going to be held accountable for to go and vote. 30 people that each employee was required to and if they didn't, that it could affect their employment, with Maverick County. Wow. Whoa. Guys, look. We've always heard the rumors. We've always heard that David Salcedo did this, David Salcedo did that. But never was anybody willing to put it in a document. Now we have this brave individual that was willing to put it in the document, signed, notarized. That David Salcedo, along with Jerry Morales, this last campaign, because it says again, when they were going against Ramsey English Cantu, that they forced employees at the road and bridge to get at least 30 voters to go and vote. If not, they would face consequences that dealt with their employment. It's always been a rumor. The affidavit, according to this affidavit, those rumors seem to be confirmed. Now, is this what we want, guys? Is this what we want? They have been lying to you. They are not who they seem. They are not who they tell you they are. Jerry tried to sell you that he's not getting money in his campaign when he's getting a lot of money from his campaign. We told you guys that they got, Poncho Nevares, his law firm donated $10,000. Jerry Morales' campaign has Obi Salinas working it. He was there the other day. Obi Salinas used to be the chief of staff of Poncho Nevares. You see how that comes full circle? It's a little group that wants to control this community, that wants you to be taken out of it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Look at that. We got the overtime over here on the goons. And they're all Jerry Morales goons. I know you guys see everything that comes out that is fake and not true about me on compra y vendo. They're working overtime. Queta's working overtime. Now, again, I tell you, I come with proof. I come with the documents. We showed you online where it has Queta Diaz's information, how she was removed as a county judge because she tampered with government documents. She's the #1 supporter of Jerry Morales. Again, you had Anilu Morales Gonzalez, Miss Helen Morales, intervene in Queta's lives because she wasn't telling the truth. She wasn't telling the truth about something. That should tell you everything you need to know about this lady. She is not giving you what the truth is. She is giving you half-truths. That's called lying by omission. She'll tell you something, sensationalize it, but she doesn't tell you the truth. She'll tell you Jerry Morales, the candidate, is against Puerto Verde. But that's not the truth. He was absent when they voted on the resolution for Puerto Verde. Now he's talking about, I'm going to rescind the resolution. That resolution does nothing other than take care of the negotiation, saying we will work with Puerto Verde. It's not finalizing anything. As a matter of fact, on one of the conditions, it says anything has to go back to Commissioner's Court for final approval. Now, all we have been doing here is setting the record straight and telling you the truth. Jerry Morales says that Judge Cantu uses money on frivolous items. We showed you a handball court that cost $54,000. We put out an article that Jerry Morales voted in favor of restructuring a certificate of obligations that he entered to under David Saucedo when he was county judge and Jerry Morales was the commissioner. He refinanced that certificate of obligation. Why? Because the county couldn't pay it because the interest was too high. Jerry Morales raised his hand in favor for it. Guys, don't fall for the trap. Don't be misled. Don't be misled by these people. They want to mislead you. They want to tell you lies. They want to keep you from the truth because they want to win a campaign. They want to win a campaign. Now, we just received another document from our Democratic chair, Ms. Juanita Martinez. In it, she is saying that the candidates and only one of them violated. Guess who that one is? Now, the honor-based system says you are committed as a candidate in the Democratic primary election to be putting the voters first while at a polling site. As a candidate in this election, you voluntarily place the interests of voters and the community above personal and political gain. They pledge to conduct themselves with honesty, integrity, and respect throughout the campaign on election day, to comply fully with all applicable election laws and regulations, and engage in electioneering in a lawful and appropriate manner. I will not intimidate, harass, or disrupt voters, elected officials, volunteers, or fellow candidates, particularly at near polling sites, and I will continue to uphold dignity in the democratic process. Should any one of your volunteers or staff violate this agreement, the candidate's responsibility to have that individual removed from the polling place so the city resources are better used elsewhere. You see what I mean? Now, did Jerry Morales, the candidate for county judge, did he have Queta Diaz, Enriqueta Hell removed? No. She's still there at the polling sites. After that first time where she tried to, in my opinion, intimidate voters by sticking their camera. I mean, if you go like that, trying to chase voters, trucks, you stick your face, trying to see who's in the front seat of a driver, isn't that wrong? I'm asking you guys, don't you think that is wrong for somebody to be doing or a campaign to be doing? Let me ask you this question. Why didn't she do the same thing she did to this company? Why didn't she do that to the limo? Is it because it's from her campaign? These are things that we all need to be thinking about. And it's very important to know, who we are voting for. Do we want somebody that is going to threaten employees into securing votes? That's a political mafia. That is a political mafia that for some reason wants to continue controlling your hard-earned tax dollars. Stop it, guys. Only you guys can stop it. You, the taxpayers. You, the voters. There has been a low voter turnout. Typically, when low voter turnouts happen, it's because the current administration is doing their job and there is no need for change. I believe that the Jerry Morales campaign knows this. Enriqueta Hell knows this. So that is why she took shots at me earlier today, saying all sorts of lies about me. Because I'm the one that is fact-checking everything that the Jerry Morales campaign has said. And I can tell you the majority of everything they said is not true. They're half-truths. It's information that they're getting, who knows from where. But when you have those half-truths, you need to be concerned as to why they are trying to deceive the public. Why are they trying to deceive you, the voters? It is important to find out why. Now, again, we had Jerry Morales' niece telling you that Jerry is for Puerto Verde. Why is he trying to convince? Why is Queta Diaz trying to convince everybody that he's against it? It is just that simple, guys. Something is going on. Something stinks. And it needs to be addressed. And only you, the voters, can address the situation. It's important for you guys to get out and vote. Get and vote for the right thing. Get out and vote for facts. Facts matter. Half-truths, deception, we have gone through that through so many years. I won't tell you who to vote for, but you guys do deserve to vote for what the truth is. What matters is the facts. That is what is very important here. Do not buy into the false narratives. Do not buy into the lies. Make sure that you get out and vote for what Maverick County needs. They don't need lies. They don't need deception. You don't need Queta Diaz advising candidate Jerry Morales on what to do. Because that's what is happening. And that is where our community needs to get together, get past this old regime, because this old regime continues to have its grips on Maverick County. Jerry Morales was part of that old regime. We need to get over that hump, leave that behind, and get them where it counts with your votes. Stop the steal, protect your tax dollars, get out and vote for the truth. Guys, that's all I have for you today. We will be doing a live tomorrow again, and we're going to continue to bring you nothing but facts and all the documents you need to support those facts. This was the Maverick Times Podcast, episode 0081. I'm Isaac Reese, and we're out. 2 more days to go vote. Tomorrow, 7 to 7, and then we got to